G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. We just activated the chamber after being attacked by the sorrow. The familiar figure of the ghostly woman looks around her, seemingly even more confused than when you first encountered her here in your mind. Her eyebrows rise in some sudden realization. It has begun. I thought you were a memory or a copy. Why are you here? She looks at you as if noticing you for the first time. I think I'm more than that. I don't know what, fully, but memories are beginning to surface far more than before. I'm not certain all of them are mine, though. Which memories are mine? I can't even determine that. You're a cast-off, a spark of life left over when your body was otherwise abandoned. She looks up and around her, as though able to see something you cannot in the black expanse. They're all here. The spark, the consciousness of every living cast-off is here now, in the Labyrinth. They were drawn in by the resonance chamber. I thought the chamber would merge all cast-offs into a body, not the Labyrinth. The chamber was just a lever. The minds of the cast-offs can still be merged into a single body, but not by flipping some switch in the real world. Your fate and that of your siblings will be decided here, in the labyrinth that connects you all, has always connected you. There is a place called the Resonance, a door in the deepest fathoms. The resonance lies through there. You must find it. Your body is the key. Open it and enter. Then you can stop the sorrow and be free. Suddenly, the ground and the sky shake violently. You clutch your head in pain as though someone had pounded on the inside of your skull. Gradually, the pain subsides. The air stills and quiets, but the ghostly woman's are wide, her mouth agape. He's already there! The changing god has broken through to the doorstep of the resonance. He'll have to force the door open, though. You have time to reach him, to stop him, but not much time. Does this mean that activating the chamber did nothing at all? No, not nothing. You activated the chamber, so have greater power here than others, more clarity and control. If all living cast-offs were drawn to this place, where are they? They are lost. The chamber drew in their minds, then trapped them, each one within an illusion made from their fears and regrets. I can feel them now, their pain, their torment. They don't realize where they are, and they cannot escape, not on their own. Why has everything changed? All the doors and portals are different from before. The Labyrinth is a dreamscape shared by the changing god and all his cast-offs. Its shape is defined by your minds, all of your minds. I think the sudden influx of hundreds of cast-offs, each with their own lives and memories, have made the Labyrinth unpredictable, causing even more change as they move through it. As to where those other portals go, I don't know. I only know that this one over there is the one you have to go to, ultimately. If everyone is trapped in an illusion, why aren't I? Because you are the last cast-off. Every cast-off who's met you tells me the same things. You are the latest version. Your body was designed for this. Do you ever wonder why you could remember and control the Labyrinth when no other cast-off could before? Alright, how do you know all of this? I'm still asking myself that. When you and your siblings were drawn into this place, pieces of their memory filled in the gaps in mine. I know what happened to bring you there. I understand what is happening now, and I know where the changing god is and what he plans to do. And yet there's so much I don't know. Who am I? Why do I know all this and you don't? Why do I feel like I know the Labyrinth? Why does it feel like this Labyrinth was created for me? Alright, I'll try to stop him. Wait, there's one more thing. The Labyrinth has become a volatile thing. Everything is changing. Even now I can feel the portal that leads to the resonance chamber trying to close. Make sure you have everything you need before you descend. For once you start, you may not be able to return here at all. Okay, so, rank up. We will increase our edge. We will grab... You know what? I think we will grab a might edge right now. Okay. So, that's interesting. I can hear a voice. Lady Anshi. So basically, these are all people I can talk to and go to places. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the upper... Well, actually, these are people I didn't see before. We'll start with Syria. Hey, how's it going, Saria? Talk to Saria. I like your mind. Okay, fine. We've already done that. Nothing new there. Tokra. Talk to the Katina's intelligence. How are you holding up here? My passengers will be remembered and honored thanks to you. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing new on them. That's kind of annoying to have this mix of new and old. Alright. So let's talk with Inefer. How's it going, Innie? The pale image of Inefer. I would speak with you in a fair. Is there no way I can help you? Indeed, nothing. Tell me something you learned? Nope. Alright, so even though he, in theory, has been brought in with the connection all the cast-offs have, nothing new to talk to him about. He's a cast-off. He's not dead. Okay, game. Fine. Just sometimes you work in dumb ways. Not mysterious ways, dumb ways.
I'm ready.
So, it also seems like, even if I'd just done the easier path, I still would have ended up here. Like, just fought against the Sorrow. But then we wouldn't have had the changes. Alright, so this too is ultimately unchanged. So, we don't need it.
Fine.
That's why you start with the branches I guess you already know about. Just in case. Alrighty. Next. That area. The lab. Anything new in the lab? Hello? I found you! Where have I found you? The woman strides towards you, all confidence and grace. She has none of the fear and awkwardness you remember, and yet the eyes are still rinsed. The fear is gone, but the bright spark of innocence and joy is there. Brighter even. She squeezes your shoulder with a firm hand.
Damn, you haven't changed at all. You're exactly like I remember you. I mean, warmth and welcome on your road, stranger.
Rin? When she laughs, it's like a song, like the sun bursting from out behind the clouds. Yes, yes, it's me. She cocks her head in the unique way Rin used to, looking at your pack. You're still carrying Terrier, aren't you? That, your expression seems to amuse her. She laughs and says, that god of finding I gave you, remember? God's about. I can't believe he was strong enough. I was just a kid when I made him. Doesn't look like you've aged much at all. But where in my mind? You'll get help when you find me here? He is a more powerful god than either of us knew. I can't take credit, though. I hardly knew what I was doing. I just wanted to see you again. Terror is what came of it. It's good to see you again, Rin. It's good to see you too, old friend. I think about you all the time. I came because Terror called me back. He's under the impression you need my help. I'd say he might be right. Where are we, anyway? The resonance chamber was activated. It trapped me and all the other cast-offs here, in the Labyrinth. That sounds terrible. No wonder Terrier called me. Well, I'm here to help if you need me. I do need you, and I'm glad you're here. Of course, old friend. Come on. Sounds like we've got a lot to do. Alright, let's have a look at you, young lady. So, you've got Arl and Valen. You got yourself a nice arbalest, sure. Can't be unequipped, right. So she is pretty fixed in terms of things that she has. Character sheet. Rin. Got a hiding. She's still good at hiding. She's good at carrying ciphers. She's good at evasion. And, let's see, Quantum Step, Cipher Adept, Animate Balefire. Cool, we can have another Animate Balefire. We can got Gravity Manipulation. We've got Flukes and Fortune. Cool. Plus 10% on all tasks. Nice. Cobbler. Wow. Okay, so we can basically just give her all of the ciphers all of the time. Except that we don't have all of the ciphers all of the time. Alright, now let's chat with Anshi. And then go to the lab. No, leave me alone, you vultures. Lady Anshi, the entrepreneurial cast-off from Yellow Vest, is in tears. She flaps her ornamented hands desperately in the air, her face stretched in sorrow and regret. As you step closer, you catch shades, flickers in the corner of your eye of what you're seeing. Luxurious fabrics, marvelous oddities, and expensive-looking devices of all kinds are arrayed around her like a hoard. Several shadows are taking it all away from her. She tries to grab her treasure before they can be stolen, but her hands flap through them like mist. Please, I can pay you back. Just give me more time. Whatever you've lost, you still have your life. You can get all the other stuff back. Of course, you're right. Do you hear? Do you hear her? Take it all, you leeches. You earned it. I earned it once. I'll earn it again. As she speaks, all the shades and shadows melt away like a dream, and she returns to her right mind. Gradually, she recognizes you. Little sister? What a nightmare. My business had gone bankrupt. Everything was being taken from me. I'm not ashamed to admit it's my greatest fear. Thank you for saving me like that. I feel like I've been given a second life. Where are we? What devilry has landed us here? A place called the Labyrinth. It's a kind of psychic construct. Is that so? A mental landscape, perhaps? And if you and I were able to dismiss those visions with mere belief, I wonder if... She holds out one bejeweled hand and focuses on it intently. Suddenly, 2 vibrating crystal shards appear in the air above her hand, orbiting each other, emitting a sharp wooden scent. Ha! I love this item. I import them from Harif, you know. They do nothing except add to the decor, but I can sell them for far more than most oddities. It would seem this place lets me do more than shoo away shadows, doesn't it? Can you produce anything you want in here? She looks at her hand, creating several different fantastical items. Some you recall seeing from her illusion, but also failing to create others. Not anything, it would appear. But some things, I can't say I understand the methodology behind it. Related to my businesses, I wonder? Can you make anything to help me in here? Let's see. Shall we? Take what you like. Ah, nice. Yeah, of course. Because why would anything have value in here? Ah, that's cool, actually. So, I'm just gonna basically grab everything. A petronel, which looks like it's a gun. Yep. Cacophony blade. I like my scalpel, and that's what I'm probably gonna keep using. And a bunch of healing items. I love that the game's not going, and now I'm gonna force you to do shit until everything is like. And now I'm gonna force you at the end of the world to buy things from merchants.
Yes, now.
Because at least in this case, we're not in a place which obeys normal laws. I can kind of understand it in the case of like, merchant doesn't believe the world's gonna end. Merchant's gotta eat tomorrow. Okay, so we're in the lab. We see nothing new. You can see the resonance chamber, right? Which is very interesting, right? But yeah, this is just...
Let's go.
It's the same lab. Original ending, where you actually kind of determined your starting title affinity. Alright, that's all done. Don't think I'm going to get to do that mare that's unaligned. Don't know how to align it. Alright, so now we'll start here. And we'll kind of go around. See who we can fix up. And I should give things to... Oh, this is Mrajola. Yeah, I bet it is. Anyway, first, you know what we should do? We should say, hey Rin, you can take, say, 4 of those. You can take the rush. You can take at least 1 lot of spray flesh. And you can take amethyst heart. And the ring of L.A. Moore. And that'll be fine. Alright, in we go. Yeah! So evidently they did some work on it.
Let's go.
It's a Gibra! Marco was better before the Giash let visitors in. Sweet. This short, spare, lean-faced Gibra is so wrapped up in his work that he doesn't notice your approach. His multicolored scales look like they were patched together from an avalanche of shreds and scraps. He squeezes a strangely ticking device in his left hand, regularly checking the readings from this instrument. His expression changes with every glance, twisting from amusement to horror to disgust. Rhizomes are the answer, not trees. We should never believe in trees, roots, and radicals. They've made us suffer too much. She looks up at you in sudden surprise. Sorry, he looks up at you in sudden surprise. You're not a lacuna. Then we are linked, you and I, by life, memory, and torment. Tell me, sister, what was the nature of your illusion? He watches the device in his hand as he waits your answer. If there is no root, then even our sire is a sibling. We are all one. What illusion do you mean? We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. All our brothers and sisters have been drawn into this place. To keep us here while we await our destiny, the Labyrinth constructs illusions from our fears, nightmares from our own self-inflicted torment. It takes the serenity of knowing oneself to free oneself. A shadow passes over his face. I was confronted by a scarred woman from my past. Were I not certain that I had already truly forgiven her, I would not be speaking to you right now. Have I forgiven her or myself? What is the nature of our regret? Can we free others from their illusions? All that consists is real, and the plane of consistency is the abolition of all metaphor. Some can free themselves as I have. Some merely need to be told what they fear is unreal. The rest is more difficult. I suspect that if one steps into the metaphor with them, takes their hand and leads them out, they can be freed. But you must understand the nature of their regret. I have been unsuccessful in that so far. And who are you? Who are any of us? I am part of all that we have met. I am part of you that can hear what you're saying. Looking down, he gives the device 2 sharp taps. A Fimpy, he adds. Are you a reflection of someone I've met? Haven't you been listening? I'm no reflection, no lacuna, no construct of your imagination. I'm just like you, a cast-off, merged by the labyrinth, awaiting a destination. And what's a lacuna? Figments, constructs, fabricated from our collective consciousness. Take Loyan there. He is neither a cast-off nor a reflection. There may have once been an actual Gibber merchant named Loyan. I don't know. Well, perhaps there's an archetypical conglomerate. Regardless, it's a dream, created entirely by the labyrinth. He doesn't even realize where or what he is. And what's that device? Perhaps it also is an illusion. I seek to understand the nature of our shadows. Speaking with others have been fruitless. So I observe, I measure, I hope. It's the latter that will be my downfall, I am certain. Okay, right. 3 years ago, they had a firefight in the menagerie. Now that was scary. Ah, there's Mazov. Sweet, because we've dealt with him before.
Yes,
alright, let's have a quick look around. Is imprisonment really the best for me? You might be happier banished in the Lost Sea. Ah, and here's Callie. I mean, I don't actually need her as a companion. Now I've got Rin. Because, you know, Rin is best girl. Not that I'm after her as a romantic companion, but she's just, you know, cooler.
Absolutely. I'm here to help.
Alrighty, and let's just keep kind of checking around. Water pulses with the shimmering of this dark veil, belying the falsity of this underwater fabrication.
Whatever you need.
Okay, so let's start by chatting with Loyan here. The wiry Gibber gives you a nod as you approach, his lips crooked into a friendly smile. Although his relaxed posture suggests a measure of comfort with his surroundings, his hand is wrapped tightly, almost nervously, around a tattered leather-bound notebook. Inexplicably, the book seems unaffected by the water. Loyenstalls, he says with another nod. Census taker and demographer plenipotentiary by appointment of the Gyash. He opens his book, leaning it back so its contents remain hidden, and pulls out a quill pen. Might you spare a moment for a few questions? Is it really a good idea to use a leather book underwater? He glances at the tome, whose marble cover shows no sign of wear or tear, and then the quill pen between his fingertips, and after a moment he shrugs. I suppose it could be a Numenera of sorts, or maybe the leather is tanned from some sort of hydrophobic hide. Strange though, truth be told, I'd never really thought about it. Can I see the book you're holding? You may not. Out of the question. Absolutely forbidden. As you can imagine, it's replete with sensitive personal information. The Gyash vouches the privacy of all its citizens, and naturally as a Gyash agent, I must do the same. Persuasion and deception. I think there might be something important in the book. Let me look. Boom. We are good at doing that. Oh, alright, but I'll need you to give it back to me as soon as you're done. He hands you the book. Far from being full of personal information, it's overwhelmingly empty. There are only 5 pages that aren't blank. Each is solid color: indigo, blue, gold, silver, and red. In the center of each is your familiar tattoo. Like a deletion, an absence of color. Something about them draws your attention. Examining the indigo page. It smells black, brackish water fouled with schist, burning hair, garbage rotting beneath the sun. It's you they're burning. Your feet are wet, but they're burning too. Differently, they're flayed and filthy seawater sets your nerves aflame. Why? Why are they doing this? Through the smoke, through the pain, you see a ruined land, poisoned, stripped, and murdered. The natives want you to look at a stone tablet. They give her a contract graven in the rock. Generations ago, a trade, a promise. It wasn't you who made it. You swear it. You swore it before as the folk first pleaded and then howled about the living sphere they grew for you, how they sapped the land's health and drove the earth below the sea to quicken the sphere. Madness, pain, Your entire life, pain and madness and fire, a few hours and nothing else, then it will all end. It wasn't me, I wasn't even here. Death without reason, punishment without crime, the legacy of ash washed away in a rising tide. These are Karsov's memories. There's a familiarity to them, but that's nothing new in this place. Same thing? Yep. Examine the blue page. There's a time to a question and a time to obey. A time to question and a time to obey. As a soldier, you know the difference. As a friend, even. Does she really mean to put her trust in this pendant? His study is adorned with trophies and accolades. A particularly large one commends its recipient for solving a complex fraud permeating the entire operation of the caravanserai. Vanity, the very organization of the room, not a clutter but a catalogue, is a shrine to self-love. As an officer, you disappear behind your ribbons, you obliterate yourself. This puzzle breaker has done exactly the opposite. Obedience, the order is given. Your job is to secure the services of a brilliant mind for whom no conundrum has proven insoluble. To ask, to wonder, to ponder, those are tasks for another. Let the endless battle end, let the dying stop. Gold page. Lying prone on the dune, the pale grey cloak and cowl blending with the drit, you are surely invisible to the distant caravanners. They can no more see you than they can detect the iron wind howling their way. They are ignorant of the line being drawn across their lives, as ignorant as the calm before, as they are of the coming storm. Later, this moment will matter, not just for them, for the wind can know no master, but what it sows can be reaped, its fruits fermented into toxins. Your brothers and sisters are hard to kill. Faith is hard to kill. Too many of them still revel in the bodies your father gave to them, grovelling for the half-chewed meat he's tossed away. When the flesh fails, faith will follow. No one loves a father who can't protect them. Drit begins to stir. The wind is coming, and with it change. You give those who lie in its way no warning. Wow. The silver page. Across from you is a fellow cast-off, a fellow officer, a fellow gambler. Eyes inscrutable, cards impossible to guess. The other players are broke, their company's bonuses and leave, and even material pissed away at the table. Tomorrow some will die for want of shield ciphers. Others will live because a captain drew a trump card. Chance, but iterate chance enough, and probabilities become inevitabilities. The battle never ends. It's leave you're playing for you and your soldiers. Nearly every company is being sent to Ansau to deal with the Chalcedon's assault, but one lucky band will have a milk run and a good debauching. Not yours, though. The card in your hands are low, and you know your bluff will be called. Tomorrow your grunt will be in the thick of it, and this lark never will be playing nursemaid to an Aeon priest. Luck. Dumb, dumb luck. Griding beneath it all peace, pride and striving. And the red page? You're singing. You were born singing. It shifts your senses away from the smells. It shifts your mind away from the pain, from the shame. You like the doing of it, the escape from being trapped in your own thoughts. You've seen the others he made, Karsov, strong and fast and beautiful, human, even a Gibra once, swift swimmer, smelling a burnt copper. To yourself in the dark, you sing of them and their lives beyond the ghetto's bounds. You could leave, couldn't you? Any action, any change would surely be better. But perhaps not. Every song has its place. The space that holds its sound best, where the echoes and reverberations harmonize. This is your place. He locked you here, for better and for worse. You are your own shackles, so you sing. So many memories, so many lifetimes trapped within this place. The weight of it is overwhelming. Return the book to Lion. He seems happy to have it back. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Well, I suppose I should. Yes, I'm sure the first thing to ask would be strange, very strange. Maybe you have some questions for me? Your book's basically empty. Only the pages with anything on them are just marked with my tat. The Gibber's gills flutter in what seems to be an expression of agitation, and he clutches the book to his body. Well, basically, eh? That's an important qualification. Well, very well, I confess. I'm not even the one who filled out those entries. They've been here the whole time. The chief demographer will have my scales, I fear, but truth be told, there just doesn't seem to be anyone to interview. Odd, isn't it? And if Impy says you're not real, just a figment of collective imagination. As you can imagine, we census takers receive all manner of imprecations. I suppose this imaginary jab relates to Chief Demographer's decision to transition us to statistical sampling methods. I assure you, every person counts, even me. You're a census taker with an empty book that miraculously stays dry underwater. Can't you see that if Impy's right, you aren't real? Loyan's face takes on a very human look as part embarrassment, part relief. Ah, he says with a pop, and then he disappears. Wow. Critical existence failure. Okay. That's amazing.
For you, anything.
Let's talk to a Fimpy and see if he gets how awesome that is. And then we'll talk to Mazov, and then we'll talk to Callie. The illusion? No, I broke free from... Ah, welcome back, sister. Did you think I was part of your illusion? Perhaps. You remind me of her, yes. This place, it's not good for me to stay here. Not good at all. Alright, fine.
Ready.
Can't talk to him. Alright, so let's talk to Mazov, and then Callie, and then we'll end the episode. Mazov slaps his hand at the water in front of him, as though banging his hands against the wall. Let me out, you monsters! It wasn't my idea. I didn't even want the damn talisman. So as you can tell, there's nothing physically restraining him. You can reach right through the wall he's banging on. What's wrong? What's wrong with staying in your damn body for once? We could have... He says, though he doesn't seem to be responding. We could have escaped together, or you could have come back for me. I can't get out of here alone. There's nothing in here. I need some kind of tool to get out of here. See, try to understand the nature of Mazov's torment. Trivial, man. Trivial. He believes he's imprisoned in the oasis again, like he was long ago. But that alone should not be enough to anguish him like this. Finally, it dawns on you. His agony is not his physical imprisonment, but the fact he was abandoned by his maker, twice. He can't be forced free, but what he needs, what he wants most desperately is help. He's looking around for a tool. Perhaps if you gave him something, it could be the help he needs. Give him a shin. Mazov, here. Get yourself out with this. He looks up at you, seeing you for the first time, then the shin in your hand. His eyes light up. Ha! I knew you'd come back for me, and you smuggled the shaper key past those damn gibbers. He takes the shin from your hand, and he kneels down and works some device you can't see. There's an audible click. The gibber around you swim away, and the haunted look drops from Mazov's natural eye. He looks at the shin in his hand. It was the shaper key. What? You? He narrows his eyes at you, then looks all around him, his Numenera eye flipping more quickly than you've ever seen it. We're not in the oasis. Of course, how could I be so stupid? How else could the resonance chamber have worked? What are you talking about? This is a psychic substrate, some kind of a mental dimension that connects us all to each other. The changing god never lost one of his children. Even with all my knowledge and abilities, there's something about the resonance chamber that were a mystery to me. This answers a lot of them. This is the thing that links us all. The plane of our minds. He's here too, isn't he? He'd have to be if he were alive when the machine was activated. You have to stop him. He grips you roughly by the shoulders. He'll be after the core of this damn place so he can finish the job, so he can snuff us out and save his own damn self. I know. I'm going to stop him. Good, I'll come with you. Let's... He looks down at his feet suddenly. They're fading away. What the hell? He spreads up his knees, then his legs. He's slowly disappearing. Damn it! Quick, take this! Find him! Stop him! You have to! Soon the rest of his body fades, and then Mazov is gone. Oddly, you can still feel his voice in your mind. He might still be somewhere in the labyrinth, but you have no idea where. We get the all-burning aura, which basically is a... Okay. This metal bracelet seems to have been cobbled together from a number of unrelated pieces of tech. Various wires hang from the unit, and a panel of light turns on with no apparent patterns. Occasionally, a spark shoots off from the device. More surprisingly than dangerous, a small band of metal on the back reads, Property of Ulrus, in faintly legible letters. When used, this bracer emits an aura of flame that surrounds the wearer. The flame burns anything that comes in contact with him or his weapons. However, due to its cobbled nature, the bracer also slightly burns its wearer while in use. Okay. Doesn't actually say how much that does, but that's cool. Definitely going to need to pass that on. And, I guess we'll talk to Calistage.
All right.
Ooh, what's this? Shiny. An obelisk thrusts from the platform like a horn or claw or a tongue. Its party-coloured surface has a shimmer to it, and a slick texture, not quite mineral, not quite organic either. The garish appearance belies something ancient, even wise, that seems to radiate from the obelisk, as if it were here at the beginning, or close to it, yet retained its youthful energy. 4 runes are carved into it, symbols of a civilization that preceded the truth. Examine the obelisk itself. You study the strange protrusion, seeking some meaning in its colourful whirls and patterns. Like all Numenera, its exact nature is hopelessly beyond the ken of later worlds, but from your training you have a basic sense of what it might be. Some kind of psychic battery, storing a person's thoughts or memories or very self. So I'll have a look at it next time. Until then, have a great day. Bye.